You are now listening to the Musically Made podcast.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Musically Made podcast, hosted by yours truly, VaNia Ellison. And today I'm here with Janay and Josiah Booker. Now, can you guys tell me a little bit about yourselves?
I guess I'll go first. I'm a musician. I've been playing since the age of 2. I'm a multi-instrumentalist, and arranger. And that's what I've been doing for the past couple of years.
I'm a musician as well. I've been playing since the age of 2. I'm a MD producer, and I went to school for music. I minored in African American Studies, and I'm still currently doing music.
Okay, so how are y'all still relevant in the music space? Like, what do y'all do?
Right now, production's been mainly what we've been doing.
Yeah.
Aside from like regular gigs, production and arranging. So
Okay. Who do y'all arrange for?
currently we arrange for Saints.
Yeah.
And 2 other upcoming artists, but they're not in the state. I don't know if we're supposed to name them right now.
No.
Because we're still working on what their tracks.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Josiah is more like I do help with arranging, but like I'm more of a producer. So he does produce as well. But like I feel like producing is probably like more of something that I would focus on rather than arranging. So yeah, I'm produced, we're both producing still for the same artist and the other artist, but yeah, that's
So y'all are a team.
yeah.
yes.
Okay. Is there a point in time where you think y'all were gonna like do separate projects?
We started out like that actually. I started out on tour with the artist.
Okay.
And there was a time like we were doing our own thing musically separate. Like he was doing his thing, I was doing my thing. It was like in 2 separate roles at first. And when I started touring with an artist, she was like, I want to do just keys and vocal set. And I was like, I think we need a drummer. And she's like, I don't think we need a drummer. And like I kept saying it until like I kind of convinced her we need a drummer. And so that's when Josiah came along. We was playing drums, and from there we started like doing things together because people would be like, "Hey, y'all should do more stuff together. Like, y'all should like make music together and stuff like that." So from that we build up to we actually have our own EP coming out. We dropped the single. It was called Rockwell Avenue. So that's something we're working on together. Currently our own EP, but we did our single together. So.
Okay. I'm excited. So y'all only arrange for like singular artists. Like y'all don't do like instrumental arranging. Like for example, I march with Howard University. Would y'all ever arrange for like an HBCU band or just bands in general, marching band?
I've never did a marching band, but if the opportunity came my way, I would do it. Like we've always been open to whatever doors God opens for us. So it's even if it's something that may be like uncomfortable or unfamiliar, a lot of times it's really just getting to do it, like studying up and putting the work in, and we're open for it.
Again, I feel like I would help like in that, but I feel like I really do feel like that's his specialty because the way he hear instruments, like breaking them up, I think
Okay. So dream team.
yeah.
Okay. So what are some challenges y'all have faced working together?
Do you want to go first? Or?
I think one challenge is that I'm a female and he's a male. and this is very like it's like a real male dominated industry.
Right.
So like, sometimes we face some things where like we have some obstacles just because I'm a female and
Right.
you know, sticking together we overcame that. But like, yeah. That's one thing, being a female and a male in this music industry is real rough sometimes.
I think that also like when working together, just the fact that as anytime any two people work together, it's like you have different thoughts.
Right.
You may like a lot of the same stuff, but sometimes she may hear like a flaw in something that I don't, or I may hear a flaw, and then we can go back and be like, "Well, why did you not like that?" And I can't even say that's really a problem. It's just a difference in opinion, and a lot of times that difference allows us to actually do better work.
Right.
Especially because we can be really transparent, especially when it comes to like production, arranging, even just playing, um, whatever the case may be.
Okay. So, what has been your favorite part of working together?
My favorite part has been either when we gig or just seeing the end result of what we put together. Because somebody else might hear it and be like, "Oh yeah, that sounds good," but to me, I'm like, "Hey, I remember when we specifically did this part of this instrumental or this part of this song or this part of this arrangement, and we did that." Or that was her idea, and I'm like, "Yo, that was really tasteful." I like seeing the end result and being able to enjoy it. Like listening to a song, there's nothing better than listening to something you did
Right.
and being pleased with the outcome.
Right. Right.
For me, it's when our musical ideas come together. Like I may start out with something, I'm like, I'm not feeling this, like, or I might try and throw it out, and he'll bring it together where it expands to something crazy, and like we're just vibing off of that for a long time. And I'm like, I love when that happens. When I start out, or he'll start something, and then he's like, "Sway." Oh, sorry, my name is Janay, but he calls me Sway. But he'll be like, "Sway, like." I'm having some trouble with this. Can you think you can hear something over this? So I love when that we create that moment. Like you said, gigs. Of course, I love when we get together, but I love when we are sitting in our space and we can come out with a music idea and just go from there.
Okay. So, y'all mentioned gigging together. So, what instruments do y'all play?
I used to play every instrument, but then my mom was like, "I'm not sending you. We're not paying for you to go to lessons for every instrument. So you got to pick one." So I chose piano. So I currently play keyboard and organ.
Okay.
And key bass.
Right now I play drums, bass, key bass, I guess that mean too. And piano.
What are y'all favorites?
Right now for me, enjoyable like what's enjoyable the most for me is playing bass and drums.
Okay.
Like, you can really feel the music when you're playing those for me.
For me, it's organ because like you get to play like or the keys, but you get to play like bass in your foot and key bass.
Okay. So the instruments y'all mentioned like are not wind instruments. So how do y'all like feel about wind instruments from like afar?
I love hearing a good trombone or trumpet in church. I love it. His little brother plays trombone or trumpet. I'm like, "Can you bring your trumpet to church?" And he's like, "Nah, I don't feel comfortable playing it." But I love hearing that in church. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Like wind instruments. I feel like they're harder to play, to be honest. Like I've never had issue playing anything that I was playing with your hands. Like it always came naturally to me. Like I picked the violin. That wasn't that bad. Like or cello, not that bad. But anytime it came to like an actual wind instrument, caught me lacking.
So would you say it was because of like adding the breath? Because technically, like I play saxophone and I have keys, so I'm using my fingers.
Right.
So is it the breath control?
No, because I played trombone and trombone like wasn't hard. It took me a while to get used to, but I just was like, it's not my thing. I'll say for me, it more so comes from the way my brain is. Like the way I see notes and patterns, it just works because on strings there's set patterns I can just see. On piano, it's a set pattern. Like on drums, like even with that, like there's patterns you put together, but they're all done in a particular way. When it gets to like one instrument, that like it feels like an overload in my mind.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So, where do you think you would be right now if y'all weren't in the music industry?
Honestly, something I always wanted to do was pledge. So for me, I probably like being like that world, like strolling or I don't know. For that's me. That's something I always wanted to do.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. I don't quite know. I think about it often, but like I'm not sure. I don't really find as much enjoyment in that many things outside of music.
Yeah, it's rough.
It is. It's like things feel like a holding place for
Right.
music.
It's like a hobby.
Maybe, but I have my bachelor's in psychology, so maybe I'd probably be doing something with that.
Why psychology?
Because I'm a people's person, and I like the intermingling of people, understanding the empathy side. Just being able to verbally process like how people are feeling, how I feel, and helping other people in that nature.
Trying to think. So, have y'all are in the church, right? So, what are your biggest conflicts with, your faith and being in music?
Something for me that bothers me a lot is going to a church and like the person isn't teaching anything like the sound doctrine or isn't it is nothing has nothing to do with the Bible. I find like conflict with that with myself, even playing in those type of services. For me,
For me, I def have to say just taking certain gigs. Like taking gigs can be as simple as, oh, okay, sure, I'll take it, I'll do it. But then there are certain times where morally the people you're playing for may go against everything you believe in or agree with, and you have to think, if you're willing to put aside how you feel or what you believe to go get that check.
Right.
And that can be complicated if you got to pay rent or a mortgage or a car payment. That can be a real internal battle for some people.
Okay. Are you able to give an example?
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'll say what is his name? Not Travis Scott. There's another artist. It's the name is escaping me, but there's a artist, right, that people say that everything he does is very demonic, etc., etc.
Are y'all talking about Lil Uzi?
Yes.
Okay.
Little Uzi, and there's another one, but I'm forgetting his name. But in that case, like especially like if you believe in God or even just have a faith system, when you get the call to play for certain stuff like that, a lot of people are going to oppose you.
Right.
Especially like even if you know how you feel, what you believe, and you're strong in that. But again, you're a musician. That's your job. Outside of everything that you believe, it's still a job. It's a real job. You get compensated, and you have to put the hours in to do it professionally.
Right.
It's like if you get put in that situation where that again would technically go against what many Christians believe, it's like, do I put that behind myself and go play the gig, or do I say, should I be playing the gig at all? I think that's kind of sometimes where morally a lot of musicians kind of just end up not playing outside of church because when they have those ideas and thoughts, it's like I'd rather not. That's the best example I could give at the moment, though.
Okay. So do y'all have any like advice you would give to anybody that are similar in your realm?
I say never give up.
Mm-hmm.
Never stop practicing. Never stop playing. Never stop showing up. No matter what, you never know when someone will call you for a big opportunity. You never know when a small opportunity can become something big. I was always told whether you play at a local jazz gig or small bar or in front of 1,000 people, just play like you're on the biggest gig of your life, because one person, one call, one video, one recommendation can change everything. Like, I know I've had doors open for me that were done by people that I didn't even know.
Mm-hmm.
People referred me for stuff that I haven't talked to probably but once.
Mm-hmm.
But I played like, hey, this is the last time I'm ever going to play. So
I would say be professional. Like, don't show up to gigs smelling crazy, or don't show up to gigs high, and make sure you know who you are. Have a job outside of music.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just let music be your only source of income, especially if you plan on having a family. Um, know the material. Don't know all the music.
Mm-hmm.
Go above and beyond. Try to impress whoever the MD of the gig is or whatever. Um, surround yourself with good people. Keep good company around you.
Okay, so you mentioned jobs outside of music. So, what are y'all jobs outside of music?
I was a teacher's assistant.
Okay.
Then I got in a car accident, and then
So sorry.
I had to stop. And then right after that, I found out I was pregnant. So then I just put everything on hold.
and right now I work for a school as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I work with their programs and the program director.
Okay.
So even like for that, a lot of musicians I also know work in schools because it's so flexible.
Mm-hmm.
The time you're not in there all day.
Right.
And you can still get to your gigs, and a lot of times if you need to take off, you have the time to do so. Especially summers you have off.
Yeah, because there was a couple times I had some dates, and I was just able to take off without any like, oh, you're gonna get fired. It's like, take off.
We flew out to, I think I worked like 2 days, and then we flew out to North Carolina to do a gig, and then I came right back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any like final things y'all want to say?
Get entertainment lawyer.
Ooh.
Definitely do that. Brian McKnight, I don't know. No, his drummer. He's a very good entertainment lawyer. He'll help you set up your LLC. He'll help you know the ins and out of the music business. Anything like anybody, whether you do band or anything, like you're gonna wind up recording. I don't know, like did that yet, but like you're gonna wind up like recording outside of that setting. You might get called for a tour or something like that. You need an entertainment lawyer. You definitely need an LLC, and you definitely should probably get a booking manager or some type of manager.
I would say that, remember, like, if you're going to do music and you're really going to make it a big part of your life and that's going to be what you do, you have to remember that it has to be something that you'd be willing to do even if you're not getting the most pay. Like, people that really do music really love it. And also, I would tell everybody, remember that if you're going to do music professionally, remember that it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Right.
A lot of people that are getting private event band, they're in a private event band, and they may be making a good amount of money a year. Some of those people can't really play that well.
Definitely about who you know.
Some people are unprofessional, but they know the right people. Some people can play really well, and they're not doing anything, and that just goes to show you, like, it's who you know. I don't think anybody should be discouraged to play music based on what they see on social media or anything.
Right.
Don't go on that. Just work hard, make connections. Connections are almost more important than your skill, because at the end of the day, that's who you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on the podcast and sharing your thoughts. I really enjoyed listening to y'all this week.